Hey there, I'm Veronica Aces, Client Relations Liaison at William Blackstone International, an international advisory focused on diplomatic structures and cross border legal frameworks. The following analysis is academic in nature, intended for informational purposes only, and should not be constructed as legal advice. Today, we examine diplomatic license plates. Diplomatic license plates, what they really are and how they work. In many capital cities, you will spot a license plate that does not match the usual format. Different colors, unusual codes, or letters like CD, CMD, or a strange numeric pattern. These are commonly called diplomatic license plates. But let us start with the most important truth. A diplomatic plate does not create a diplomatic immunity. Immunity comes from international law plus host state law. The plate is mainly an administrative and enforcement signal, a way to identify vehicles tied to foreign missions and route incidents through protocol channels. The global baseline legal framework is the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations 1961 for diplomatic missions and the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations 1963 for consular posts. What diplomatic plates are and why they exist. Diplomatic plates are typically host country issued registrations, not foreign plates, assigned to vehicles that belong to, are leased by, or are officially associated with embassies, high commissions, permanent missions, consulates, certain international organizations, and their eligible officials. Accredited personnel and sometimes eligible dependents, depending on local rules. Their purpose is practical. They help police and agencies quickly recognize that a vehicle is mission associated, reduce unnecessary escalation during stops or incidents, and connect the vehicle to the host state's specialized administrative system for foreign missions. In the United States, the State Department's Office of Foreign Missions runs a nationwide diplomatic motor vehicle program for the foreign mission community under U.S. law. Diplomatic versus consular status and why plate categories differ. Countries often have plate classes that roughly map to diplomatic versus consular versus other accredited categories. That is because status differs in international law and practice. Diplomatic agents, such as embassy diplomats, are treated under the diplomatic relations framework. Consular officers have a different legal framework, commonly with narrower protections compared to full diplomats. So when you see plate classes like diplomatic, consular, international organization, or non-diplomatic accredited staff, the point is not decoration. It is a shorthand for how the host state will administratively handle that vehicle and its associated person or mission. Who gets stumped? The real eligibility filters. Across countries, the real gate is almost always accreditation plus host authorization. A mission or person must be recognized by the host state's foreign ministry or protocol authority or equivalent, and then approved for vehicle registration under special procedures. In Australia, government protocol guidance discusses diplomatic and consular vehicle arrangements and plate categories, like DC, DX, and CC, used for diplomatic and consular communities. At a state level, Western Australia explicitly requires authorization documentation, a defect authorization letter, as part of issuing consular plates. In the US, the State Department program administers motor vehicle services specifically for the foreign mission community. How they are issued, the typical pipeline. The process is usually a managed workflow. 1. Accreditation of the mission or person. 2. Vehicle documentation, ownership or lease, identity, and mission endorsement. 3. Compliance requirements, often including insurance and local registration conditions. 4. Issuance of plates and a registration record in a dedicated category. 5. Ongoing management, renewals, transfers, end of posting returns, disposal, or sale rules. A concrete U.S. example is that federal regulations tie aspects of diplomatic vehicle endorsement and compliance to required insurance coverage for foreign missions. What diplomatic plates do in real life? They do 4 practical things. 1. Identification, a marker for law enforcement and agencies. 2. Routing, helps ensure incidents are handled through the correct government channel. 3. Administration, links the vehicle to special processes for foreign missions. 4. De-escalation, reduces the odds that routine enforcement becomes a diplomatic incident. What they don't do? The immunity myth. Diplomatic plates do not magically grant legal invulnerability. They are a signal, not the source of immunity. The legal status of the person and the host state's obligations under diplomatic and consular law and domestic implementing law are what matter. So, diplomatic license plates are a blend of protocol, administration, and legal categorization. They vary by country because each host state encodes status differently, sometimes through letters, sometimes through serial ranges, and sometimes through centralized programs. If you would like to explore diplomacy further and take a first step into understanding how international diplomatic systems function in practice, initiate a private advisor inquiry at wblackstone.com.